If you're an agency or B2B company running meta ads right now and they're absolute crap, they're not working at all, I'm going to tell you exactly why and exactly how you can fix it. I'll walk you through every single benchmark, metric, what breaks each one, and the specific fixes for each one. This is probably the most comprehensive meta ads troubleshooting breakdown I've ever put on camera. Quite frankly, it's the only one I've ever put on camera, but it's a lot. When ads stop working, most people do one of two things. They change everything all at once, creatives, audiences, budgets, offers, they change everything, or they just throw more money at it. Both are completely wrong. Your ads aren't working because of one specific broken metric. Until you identify which one it is, you're just guessing. Here's the framework that you can use that can actually fix this and find the issue. But before we get into that, my name is Richie Berner, the founder of Built to Book. And over the past 5 years, we've spent well over 7 figures on ads, helping 50+ businesses make more money through running ads profitably. We build complete client acquisition systems for B2B companies, meta ads, VSLs, funnels, follow-up sequences, the whole entire thing. I've been inside enough ad accounts to know that the same problems show up over and over again. And the framework I'm about to walk you through is the exact diagnostic system we use every single week to identify and fix bottlenecks. So let's get into it. So there are 3 levels of metrics in every ad account. Level 1 is ROAS, the only metric that truly matters. If ROAS is positive, your job is simple: scale spend, do not touch anything. Level 2, funnel metrics, cost per call, show rate, qualified rate, close rate. If ROAS is negative, we got to go here first. And level 3, diagnostic layer, CPMs, click-through rate percentage, application rate, book rate. Only look here after you've identified the broken level 2 metric. The mistake everybody makes: going straight to level 3 before identifying level 2 bottleneck. Work top down. Every week, compare your 7 or 14-day stats to your model. Find the level 2 metric furthest below the benchmark and easiest to improve. That's your focus, one thing at a time. The target range here is $30 to $150. Below 30 usually means you're getting cheap but low quality traffic, and above 150 is a major red flag. It means you're paying too much for attention. And that inflates your cost per call before a single person even clicks your ad. Here's the brutal, honest truth about CPMs. 95% of the time, high CPMs means your ads just aren't good. That's it. Meta rewards ads that people actually engage with by charging you less to show them. So before you start blaming the algorithm or the targeting, ask yourself, are your ads actually good? So let me walk you through the specific causes of high CPM. First, weak creative visuals. Your ads need to look native to the platform, not like a corporate commercial. Like organic content that someone would actually stop and watch. Be natural, be normal. That means clean camera quality, good audio, a visual hook in the first 2 seconds, and an environment that matches your target audience. If you're targeting B2B business owners and you're filming in a messy bedroom, that's a problem. Look the part and don't be afraid to be creative. Weird, unexpected ads scale. The best performing ads are often the ones nobody expects to work. Second is weak messaging. This is the big one. Your messaging is your targeting. The words you use in your ads determines who Meta shows them to. If your messaging is broad and generic, Meta shows your ads to a broad and generic audience. If your messaging speaks directly and specifically to one type of person in one specific situation, Meta finds more of these people. Write ads as if you're talking to one specific person about one specific problem they have right now. Spend more time on the hook than anything else. The first line of your ad is absolutely everything. Third is your optimization event. Always optimize around the furthest bottom of funnel event that has enough volume. For call funnels, that means schedule, submit application, or completed registration, not just lead. If you're optimizing for lead, you're telling Meta to find people who are really good at filling out forms. If you're optimizing for schedule, you're telling Meta to find people who are willing to book a call. Those are very, very different people. Fourth is placements. Audience network placements often produce cheap CPMs, but terrible traffic quality. Go into your placement breakdown in your ads manager, look at where your CPMs and results are coming from, and consider turning off audience network if it's generating volume but no downstream results. Fifth, your bidding strategy. Auto bidding lets Meta choose which auctions to enter. Cost caps and bid caps give you more control. A cost cap tells Meta your target cost per result, and a bid cap is a hard ceiling. If you're using caps and your ads are spending, increase the cap by $5 to $10. every few hours until you find a spend pocket. Sixth, your social profiles. This is underrated, but inactive Instagram and Facebook pages hurt your CPMs. Meta looks at your profile as a signal of legitimacy. If your page has no content, no followers, and no engagement, the algorithm treats your ads as lower quality. Post content. Look like a real human. This matters more than most people realize. Seventh is page load speed. Meta actually scans your landing page. If your page is slow or has a high bounce rate, that signals to the algorithm that your destination is low quality. And that affects your CPMs. Use Cloudflare, compress your images, put your videos on hosting platforms, and get your page loading under 3 seconds. Next is click-through rate. This measures the percentage of people who see your ad and actually click through to your landing page. The target for a B2B call funnel is 1.5% or higher. If you're running webinars, challenges, or lead magnet funnels, you want 2% or higher ideally. Low CTR almost always comes down to one of 3 things. First, no emotional urgency. Clicking an ad requires a prospect to interrupt what they're doing and to take action. That only happens when there's an emotional spike. A moment in the situation where, that's me, I identify with that, this sucks, and they click your ad. Generic messaging doesn't create emotional spikes. Hyper-specific situation-aware messaging does. Think about your ideal prospect right now. Not in general, but today, this week. Right to that. Make one ad for one pain point or one situation. Then do that 30 times more. You want a library of ads, each one speaking to a different specific scenario your ideal client might be in. Second is a weak hook. The first 2 to 3 seconds of your ad determine whether someone keeps watching or scrolls right past it. Your hook is not a headline. It's the first line of a spoken conversation. It should feel like you're talking directly to one specific person about one specific problem they are having right now. If your hook is vague or generic, you lose them before they even hear your offer. Third is an unclear or unappealing offer. If a viewer can't understand what you're offering and why it matters to them within the first 10 seconds of your ad, then they won't click it. Your offer needs to be clear, outcome focused, and positioned around something your ideal client actually wants. Ask yourself, does my offer remove a lot of logistical intensity from my prospect's life? Does it save them time, make them meaningful money, or solve a painful problem? If the answer is yes, make sure that's what your ad is actually communicating to your audience. And one more thing on CTR, test ad length. Some audiences respond better to short, punchy 30-second ads. Others respond to longer 90-second ads that build more trust before the click. Don't assume one length is right. Test both of them. Fix 3 is low application rate. Application rate is the percentage of unique landing page visitors who complete your application form. This is where most B2B funnels lose the majority of their traffic. The target is about 5 to 7% or higher. If this is messing up, the first thing to look at is page load speed. Use Google's page speed insights right now and test your page. If it's loading more than 3 seconds on mobile, you're losing a significant percentage of your visitors before they even see your offer. Move to Cloudflare, compress your images, and remove unnecessary scripts. This is a quick fix that can move your application rate immediately. Mobile optimization is the second thing. The majority of your ad traffic arrives on mobile. If your landing page isn't fully optimized for mobile, including your application form, you're losing a huge portion of potential applicants. Go through your own funnel right now as if you're a cold prospect on your phone. Is this form easy to fill out? Does it pop up to full screen? Is the text large enough that the phone doesn't zoom in? Fix every friction point that might pop up. Messaging congruency is the third thing. Your landing page headline must match the angle of the ad that drove the click. If your ad was talking about getting more qualified calls, but your landing page headline is talking about scaling your business, that disconnect causes people to bounce. The winning strategy is to match your landing page headline directly to your best performing angle. Carry that same messaging all the way through. Emails, confirmation page, sales calls. Congruency compounds in your funnel as they make their way through. Your application form is the fourth thing. Most people have too many questions. The optimal structure for a B2B call funnel is about like 2 to 5 questions. Your first question should be frictionless, a simple yes or no qualifier that gets the prospect moving through the questionnaire. Something like, are you currently running paid ads? Are you an agency or a B2B business? That's what you'll see on mine. That's it. Get them started. Move the financial qualifier to question 3 and frame it around their target revenue over the next 6 months, not their current revenue. That framing shift alone makes people willing to answer honestly. Also, don't forget to enable partial submit on your form so that even incomplete applications can still be followed up on. Put this after the contact information part of your questionnaire. VSL play rate is going to be the 5th thing. If your VSL play rate is below 20%, 70%, people aren't watching your video, which means they're not getting the information they need to take action. Add a catchy thumbnail to your video player, use a play now or tap on mute button, and consider testing different VSL formats. Screen sharing a Google Doc or a Miro board, an educational walkthrough style, a talking head. Different formats work for different audiences. If your offer is complex, also break out the key information into the text onto the page so people who don't watch the video can still understand what you do. Fix 4 is low show rate percent. Show rate is the percentage of booked calls where the prospect actually shows up. The target is 70% or higher. If you're below 50%, this is your most urgent bottleneck, and it's almost never an ads problem. People book calls in a peak emotional state. Something in your ad or on your landing page triggered them. They were excited. They were ready, and then they booked the call for 2 days from now, and that emotional state started to fade. And by the time the call comes around, they've talked themselves out of it, they've gotten busy, or just forgotten why they even booked the call in the first place. Your job is to carry and amplify that emotional state from the moment they book all the way to the call. Your confirmation page is the most underutilized asset in your entire funnel. Every single person who books a call sees it. Most businesses or agencies will waste it with a generic message that says, "Call is confirmed, we'll see you there." A high-performing confirmation page is loaded with content. 12 to 20 short videos covering common questions, objection handling, case study breakdowns, a roadmap video explaining what it's like to work with you, text-based FAQs, and social proof. The goal is for some prospects to arrive at that call already ready to buy. Add thumbnails to each video with the title of the video. Make it easy to consume. You can even add an AI clone of yourself on the page, a chat bubble loaded with information about your offer, so prospects can ask you questions before the call. Personal outreach from your setter is going to be your second lever here. Automated reminders help, but they're not what drives show rates. Personal human outreach is, though. Within 10 minutes of every booking, your setter should send a genuine message, not a template that confirms the call and starts a real conversation with the prospect. Research actually shows that getting a response from a prospect before the call can improve show rates by 10 to 20%. Use engagement bait to get that first response. "This is Richie, I'll call you in 5 minutes," or send your contact card automatically, or ask them what free resources they want. Get them talking. Once they've responded, they're invested. Your pre-call email sequence is the third lever. In the 48 hours between the booking and the call, send 3 to 4 emails. Each one delivers value. Each one reinforces why you're the right choice. Each one keeps the prospect in that peak emotional state. If your email open rates are below 30%, fix your deliverability first, because emails going into the spam are obviously doing absolutely nothing. I've seen this before. Calendar availability can actually be a problem and affect this. The wider your availability is, the more convenient the time slot a prospect can pick, and the more likely they are to show up. Allow booking in 15-minute increments. Allow same-day bookings as soon as 90 minutes out. Someone who wants to talk immediately has the highest intent of converting, and restrict bookings within 4 days out or a week. The longer the gap between booking and the call, the more time there is for the emotional state to fade. Speed to lead is the fifth lever. You can't get a sub 10-minute speed to lead on average, meaning someone reaches out to a new lead within 10 minutes every booking. You're in a great position. The faster you reach out, the higher the show rate. Fix 5 is low qualified rate. Low qualified rate is almost always a messaging problem. Your messaging is your targeting now. If your ad speaks to broad generic terms, they're going to attract broad generic audience. Your ads speak directly and specifically to the person you want, using language that resonates with their exact situation, revenue level, and pain point. You attract that person. High quality ads attract high quality prospects. This is not a cliche. It is a direct consequence of how meta algorithms work. Your offer plays a role. Your offer signals who it's for. An offer that promises 100 clients in 90 days attracts people who are desperate and underfunded. An offer that speaks to adding meaningful revenue, saving time, or solving a specific high stakes problem attracts people who have money and are serious about solving it. Make sure your offer is something a well-funded, serious buyer actually wants. Pixel conditioning could be a technical fix here. If your meta pixel is firing on every form submission, regardless of whether or not that person is actually qualified, the algorithm learns to find more people like all of your leads, including the bad ones. The fix is to use the conversion API that's in Meta to report qualified events back to Meta. Set up custom events in your CRM for shown qualified call or made an offer, and use CAPI to send only those events back to the pixel. Over time, the algorithm learns what a truly qualified lead looks like and starts finding more of them. If your match rate in Events Manager is below 7, switch to a full CAPI setup. One more thing on qualified rate. Check how your salespeople are marking calls. A prospect who has low intent but has the budget and the problem your service solves is not unqualified. Low intent and low quality are not the same thing. If your qualified rate is low, pull a sample of calls marked as unqualified. Run the transcripts through an LLM and verify the classification. Find that the qualified rate problem is actually a sales interpretation problem. And 6, last but not least, is going to be your close rate. Close rate is the percentage of qualified calls that result in a closed deal. The target is 30% or higher on qualified calls. The most common cause of a low close rate is rushing through discovery. Most people don't go nearly deep enough in discovery before they start pitching people. A great sales call is mostly questions, like 70% questions. The goal of discovery is to understand everything about a prospect's current situation, their specific pain points, their goals, what they've already tried, where they're trying to go, and what prevented them from solving that problem in the past. When you understand all of that, the pitch almost writes itself. You're not selling them on your service, you're connecting their problem to your solution. Slow down in discovery, ask follow-up questions, dig deeper, probe a little bit. The more the prospect talks, the more they reveal. A very underrated one here is closer morale. If your closer is tired, distracted, or in a negative emotional state, they will close at a lower rate. This is one of the most overlooked reasons for sales slumps. Get enough sleep, exercise, clear your head before the calls, show up as someone who genuinely wants to help the person on the other side of the phone. Think about it for yourself. If you were showing up to your job in a bad mood or in your business in a bad mood, do you think that you would do well? Downsells and trials can recover deals that would otherwise be lost. Never discount your core offer. That devalues what you actually do. But you can create alternative entry points, done with you version of your service, smaller scope of work, or no risk trial deposits for prospects who are interested but not ready to commit at the full price just yet. Don't default to this. Try to get the full sale first, obviously, but have it as an available last resort. Closer cleanup is the last one here. After 7 to 10 days post-call, follow-up on unconverted leads tends to drop off a little bit. So a weekly cleanup process where you or a dedicated person reviews all of the calls that didn't close and reaches out with a fresh message or a new angle. This can recover meaningful numbers of deals that would otherwise be lost forever. The money is in the follow-up, as they say. So that's every metric, every cause, and every fix. But knowing all of this is useless if you don't have a system for applying it consistently. So here's your 5-step process. Step 1, model your damn numbers. Before you can even identify a bottleneck, you need to know what your numbers need to be to hit your revenue goal. Use a cost per call calculator to establish your target metrics based on your average deal size, close rate, and monthly revenue goal. Step 2, track every week. Pull your 7-day or 14-day stats every single week. CPMs, CTR, application rate, book rate, show rate, qualified rate, close rate, all of the rates. You cannot fix what you don't measure. Step 3, identify the bottleneck. In your weekly review, find the level 2 metric that is the furthest below the benchmark and the easiest to improve with the least amount of time, money, and effort. That is your focus for the week. Step 4, analyze the root cause. Once you know which stage is broken, look at the level 3 metrics for that stage to identify the specific root cause. Don't guess, just look at the data. Step 5, fix and measure. Implement the fix. Give it 7 to 14 days to show results and then measure again. One bottleneck at a time. That's it. That's the whole system. So to make this easier for everybody, I put together a free checklist that covers every metric in this video, benchmarks, causes, and fixes all in one place so you can use it as your weekly reference. Link is in the description. And if you want us to run this diagnostic on your actual ad count and tell you exactly where your biggest bottleneck is right now, there's a link to book a free strategy call down there too. We'll look at your real numbers and give you a clear picture of what's broken and how to fix it. Subscribe if you want more content like this. I put out a new video every week. See you in the next one.